Hey people, how's it going? We are at the Mage Place, and I'm gonna be selling some stuff to her. But first, I also need to restock on stuff. Eagle Splendor, which gives me Charisma 14. Oh yeah!
Welcome to the shop, as I like to say.
Merchandise. Yes. And berries. Alright. May want that ring of invisibility for later. Meow! You, my pretty. Well, the price didn't change, not for the selling anyway. This is what I want. Armor class bonus +2 and improved saving throws. There we go. Now, potions. Alright, and yep, Owl's Wisdom for me. What else do we need? Endurance. Clarity. Get all the endurance. Is that all you got? That looks to be it. Thank you, ma'am. We got to go to the church now. We're going to church. What do we need to stock up on? Some healer's kits, I think. And aid. How long does that Eagle Splendor last? Long time. Hey, buddy.
Hey, I'll tell ye.
Yep. Purchase. What's that one? Cat's Grace. Bark skin. Do you have bark skin? No, that's clarity. Alright. Healer's kits. Plus. Get those to a nice 10. There we go. I think that's it. Let's go back to the barracks and start talking to people. Give me a save. I'm so happy to have this cape. Aaron Gend?
My dear friend, the presence of such a charming woman as yourself is always welcome. How may I serve?
I have a few ideas. Something else?
What would you have of me?
Yeah, you feel a little uncomfortable around me. Why is that?
Do I seem uncomfortable to your eyes? I shall amend my stance then, for I do not wish you to feel ill at ease.
Okay. What's going on?
I see you know me too well now. Very well then, I shall speak plainly.
Thank God.
I am not accustomed to dealing closely with others. I am too used to the shadows, remaining unknown and unknowable.
Look at her, listening in on. Yeah, you best look. It's like, oh, did I get caught? Oh no, it's Airbeth. Oh no, did I get caught? Look at her.
You, however, have forced me to re-examine that part of myself. I find myself keenly aware of you, of your absence when you leave, and I fear for your safety. I fear that you might not return.
That's sweet.
Though I need not fear for you. Indeed, you are a marvel of a woman. Powerful, competent, and full of courage. Easily the equal of any man, and I admire you for it.
Okay.
But I fear there are still dark times ahead, where even your power and courage will be tested. The shadows about you may become such that you fear you are alone, and cannot find your way out of them. Take this. It was given to me by my mother long ago, so that she knew I would always find my way out of the shadows. Take it, and be reminded that there is one who prays for your safe return.
I want to say I don't know what to say, but I also want to say thank you. I'll keep it safe. Fuck it, I'll keep it safe.
I know that you will.
He totally wants
Let
me.
us speak of other things then, for you have much to do. I
Bye.
shall wait your return then. Be safe.
Give me the damn ring, man. Aaron's amulet. Light. Oh. Oh, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. Oh. Time to drop off a few things. You can go there. I don't know what the fuck that's about. Anything else to put away? Okay,
Yes?
Dalen,
Is there something you need?
talk. Continue your story. You've been a true friend to me, Joe. I've been reluctant to speak to you of this, but you did help me recover my mother's brooch. Perhaps you can help me with this as well. I was not completely honest with you about the reasons I left my tribe. It's true I was sent away to prove myself, but there was another reason as well. My mother's death was a violent one. She was brutally slain in a bandit raid in our camp. I have vowed not to return to my tribe until I avenge her murder. You know who did it? I was out hunting with a band of warriors when the attack came. The raiders hid and waited for us to leave, then sneaked in with the advantage of numbers. My tribe was outnumbered nearly 2 to 1, but they managed to drive the attackers off. 3 of our warriors fell in battle, as did my mother. Okay, how you gonna find the bandit? You remember when I told you in my vision quest how my mother's brooch would lead me to dreams to guide my quest? I had a dream last night. My mother's spirit sent me this vision, I'm certain of it. In the dream I saw a terrible axe dripping blood from its notched blade. It was the weapon used to slay her. If I can find the axe, I will know I have found her killer. You may think me a fool, Joe, but I believe I will find that axe. I must, or my mother's spirit will never truly be at peace. I will not abandon the search for the cultist behind the plague. I have pledged my blade to you, and that is yours as long as you need me. But I also vow I will not rest until the axe with the notched blade that slew my mother, until I find it. We'll find it. Thank you. With a friend like you by my side, I have no doubt my mother's death will be avenged. Yeah, that's
Yes?
groovy.
Is there something you
Better off my own. Yeah, go. Okay. Oh, Mr. Tommy Undergallows. Yes, please. Talk.
What can Tommy do for you?
Level up. What color is he gonna wear this? Woo! He's all in blue. Look at him. Yeah.
Eh?
Talk. I want to know more about you. There's only so much you can know about me. Tommy Undergallows to be the most famous halfling of Callanport. Go on, you know you want to tell me. Tommy's had a bunch of friends and a bunch of enemies. There's only been one who's been both. My arch nemesis, Samuel Bumbleheart. Da-dum. Sammy and I were pals, dating back to the good old days when we used to run wild through the streets as wee little urchins, stealing avocados and pinching purses. I'm sure that wasn't the only thing he pinched. When I started getting a bit of notoriety on my own, however, Sammy became a mite jealous. Poor lad. Fame was always Sammy's thing. He always loved attention, ever since he did such striptease in the half-orc bar to keep from being pummeled. I've always thought he was a bit of a diva. You enjoy the fame yourself. Well, no, not so much. It's hard to pick a pocket when you got 20 suspicious eyes on you. Great with the lasses, though, I'll admit. Sammy was content for a while, but he kept mad when folks always recognized me first. The guards always chased me down the street, and he complained, "Why don't they chase me?" Oh, he tried to show me up as a thief. Not being very good, however, it only landed him in prison. In Calamshan, that means you're as good as hung. I busted him out the first time, but that only embarrassed him. No good deed goes unpunished, you know, so Sammy had to take action. You think he'd be grateful to get out? Well, the truth is, I didn't really mean to break him out. It was an accident. Kind that brings down half the prison and causes a mass escape. Happens all the time, trust me. I don't know why Sammy was so mad, really. He just seemed to lose it completely. All that shouting and turning red in the face. It was so sad. After all, he'd only broken a couple of legs. He could still walk, even if it was a limp. Could I be held completely to blame? At any rate, Sammy decided enough was enough. It was time to ruin his best pal Tommy, once and for all. So what did he do? He came up with a plan. Not the brightest plan, but he was never much of a planner. His last plan, in fact, was a heist that ended up with him being left naked and cold on a ship to Mastica. Well, alright, I did forget to go pick him up, but it was his plan. His plan was different, however. So we thought, look, I'll tell you about it sometime. Talk!
What can...
Story. So, Sammy concocts this plan. They'll have little Tommy thrown in prison, just like he'd been. He's going to steal the most fabulous gem in Kalimshan, and I was going to take the blame for it. Well, if he was going to steal it, wouldn't that make him famous? I didn't say Sammy was the smartest halfling on the block. In his mind, having me stuck in a Kalimshan prison and ravaged daily by burly convict cellmates was worth almost any price. Sammy... Maybe he still resented my stealing both his lady friends. But, well, actually, I stole his wife, too. Oh, that was years and years before. Anyway, since Sammy wasn't so skilled, he had to get some help. Ended up leveraging himself to a rather nasty elf by the name of Rieger. Rieger was good. He was also the meanest rogue in Kalimshan, and Sammy had to practically become his servant to get him degree. Rieger was also a pretty good pal of mine, though Sammy didn't know that. Thing was, I'd already been planning the heist at the jewel myself. When Rieger tipped me off that Sammy's plan, I laughed so hard I just about peed my britches. So then what? Well, I did the only thing I could. I made a plan of my own and went ahead with the heist. Until the night of the heist, I didn't let on I knew what Sammy was up to. He acted all innocent, of course. Didn't say a word to me. He even told me to get lost. It was a ruse, I tell you. I saw through it all. He was no friend of mine. He had become my arch-nemesis. Sounds like you were his arch-nemesis. What? Why would you think that? Well, there was that time I told Rock the Crusher that Sammy stole his hammer, not me, and Sammy forgave me for that after he healed, I swear. Still, I only wanted to teach Sammy a lesson. What happened to him that night of the heist was quite tragic. Oh, God. It's terrible. One thing I truly regret in my life. I'll have to tell you about it sometime. Tell me about it now. Alright. You become a fine friend, I could tell you about it. The gem we were after was none other than the fabled Star of Kalimshan. It's not the most valuable ruby in the land, but certainly one of the most notorious. According to legend, the Pashas of Kalimshan gifted to their wives on their wedding night, and the stone glows from within, filled with the tears of the lost innocents, or so the story goes. My daring plan, and Sammy's, was to pluck this stone from the depths of the royal palace, from the very chambers of the Sil Pasha's wife herself. Why steal it if it wasn't valuable? Well, the ruby's value is more than fame one could get. The Sil Pasha would never rest until he captured whoever was responsible for the theft. At any rate, the night came. Sammy and Rieger stole into the place ahead of me, with Sammy having no idea of my presence. Rieger left a trail that was quite easy to follow. I remember being impressed at the time that things were going so well. No guards alerted, no problems whatsoever. I thought maybe Sam's foul luck finally turned for once. Well, of course, Sammy tripped over the fold in the carpet and took a spill into his suit of armor. He fell over into him, into two others. The resulting clatter would have woken up Nebuchadnezzar's dead brother-in-law. Poor Rieger turned white as a virgin's dainty bottom when he saw the horde of soldiers charging down the hall. He leapt out the window without first considering we were over a lion pit. Poor fella. What happened to Sammy? Oh, the guards ran right past that pile of armor. Didn't even think to look for a small halfling buried under there. Lucky for Sammy. Anyway, give old Sammy some credit for stubbornness. He climbed out from under that armor and still came for the ruby. Found me plucking it from the pedestal, in fact. He's surprised to see me, to say the least. I decided to give him peace of mind as ever. Why, Sammy? Why'd you betray me? I've done nothing to you. Oh, he must have liked that. I never got to hear his response. Oddly, he just turned all purple and his eyes bulged out and he spluttered a lot. Kind of looked like some outraged kobold. The guards ran in then, and a pandemonium. There was fighting and screaming and running. Last I remember, I dove into the sea and woke up 3 days later on a freighter bound for Tharsalt. Want to hear the funny part? For all that Sammy was a terrible thief, he was a wonderful pickpocket. Stole the ruby right off me, did I? Had nothing to show for all that. So what happened to Sammy? I don't know. I heard he ended up a slave in a ship and somehow got sold to one of the high captains of Luskin. Poor sod. What, Sammy or the high captain of Luskin? Oh. I'd like to track down that ruby one of these days. That Star of Kalimshan. Still be worth it to make me famous. Is this your Star of Kalimshan? By Brandabarus' hairy feet it is. Where in Faerun did you find it? I found it in a box. So, Sammy did make it up hereabouts after all. Probably slaved away in some wizard's kitchen until he slipped into a vat of ale and drowned. Oh well. Thanks for finding it, milady. You'll take up a nice spot in my mantle. If I had a mantle, that is. Wish I had something besides lint from my pocket to pay you. All I can offer you is my thanks and friendship in return. That's fine, Tommy. It's more than enough. You're a good woman. Now let's get back to fighting the cultists and kick some zealot butt. Ring of the Road +3! Alright, well,
Eh? What can
you stay here. Let's go. Linu!
Hello. I had hoped that you would show up here, my friend. I heard that Erebeth recruited you to stamp out the evil cult that was responsible for the plague.
Yep. The goddess has her own plans I must follow. I went back to the Traded Blaze to prepare myself for the journey home. It was only a few hours before I was approached by Lady Erebeth on behalf of Lord Nasher. She told me Lord Nasher is determined to root out the cult that brought so much suffering to the city. Sorry. He has ordered all the mercenaries Neverwinter. Yeah, okay. I missed you while I was changing my clothes. No, I'm not gonna ask. Want to join me again? I'm so excited.
Hey there, dear. What can I do for you?
Talk. How do you like being an adventurer? I always wanted to be an adventurer. I have natural curiosity about everything, and I wanted to experience the things I read in books. But I'm from Everesca, the home of the philosophers, mages, scholars, and students of mysteries. Adventurous souls are few, and they're often looked down upon. Except for one. Oh, who's that? Synth Linnero was a handsome, charismatic, intelligent, and adventurous archaeologist. He was respected within Everesca and other intellectual circles in places like Waterdeep. He was considered the most eligible bachelor in all of Everesca. He was your husband. Actually, I didn't like him at first. I was reading a text in an ancient race one night in the temple library. The author was writing about his adventures seeing lost relics and dangers. Didn't we do this? Yeah. Was it really that bad? Yeah, we've talked about this with
Hey
her.
there, dear. What can I...
Talk. Yeah, he scaled my parents' window. He was serenading me, but she screamed, and then she smacked him around. Remind me never to wake you quietly in the night. Yep, he leapt over the edge of the balcony. You didn't, did you? Stepped on his right hand. At least you survived. And he forgave you for all that. I never gave him a chance to think about it. I helped him up, kissed him soundly, and then led him to my bedchambers and removed any thought of flight from his mind. Good for you! We were very close after that night. We married a year later. Those were the happiest years of my life. I wish they could have lasted. What happened? Can't talk about it. You're talking,
Hey there,
woman.
dear. What can I...
Talk. Synth retired from his adventuring life for a couple of years. Then one day he came home with news that he'd discovered the location of an ancient city. I knew as soon as he uttered those words that he would be off on another of his grand adventures. I wanted to go with him, but I was involved in preparing a special celebration for the temple. Couldn't they do it without you? It was the first time I'd been given a leadership role in the church. I couldn't back out now. I wish I had. Synth had a friend who was a mage to create a pair of journals. We could write each other and be in contact every day. I don't know why, but he never wrote me about his day or his quest. Instead, he would write about his thoughts and philosophies on life and the mysteries. I wish he'd written more about where he went. Why's that? The last entry he wrote, he spent several pages telling me how much he loved me. No matter what happened to him, I must go on. I knew something was wrong. I begged him to tell me, but he ignored my pleas. Last thing he wrote was he could hear them coming. That was it. I shall find the cave Synth was exploring, and I will try to find that journal. I think if I could do that, I would be able to get past this ghost that haunts my dreams. Is this the journal you were talking about? That's it. Oh, he's really gone. I thought it would be easier than this, but it still hurts. Oh, it's all my fault. You must leave me before my bad luck kills you too. It wasn't your fault, and I'm not gonna leave you. Cough, cough. As your friendship grows, so will the power of the pendant I gave you. I think you should find it stronger now than it was before. Thank you. Alright, come here. Come over here. Yes. Remember how I said I was never going to leave
What
you?
can I do for you?
Level up first. She going to be blue? Yes. Come here. Come here. Yes, thank you.
Hey there, dear. What
I'm better off
all
on my
right,
own.
dear.
Yes,
I'm
go.
getting to
Alright.
it.
Yeah. Mr. Red Tiger. Can you help me with my AI? You getting it on with her? That's cool.
I've been waiting for you.
Join up. Give Aaron a little pat in the ass. That's it. Now it's back to the troll caves. We're gonna be Cheaty McCheatersons. And we'll use the, we'll pay up for the Stone of Recall. But we'll do it tomorrow. What I should do is show you, oh, there we go. Here's the pendant of the elf. Pick it up. There, that's a little bit better. Alright, awesome. So that's it. Leave a like if you like or don't if you didn't. I'll see you tomorrow for more Neverwinter Nights and more troll caving action.